Yeah, that appears to be working. I think it is working. It looks like there's a delay there, but anyway, what the hell. Let's do this. Okay, good evening everyone. This is Mike here, Mike's Unboxing Reviews Now too, and yeah, it's good to be back. So, thanks for those of you that have said it's good for you to be back. It is. Not making much sense, am I? Anyway, tonight on this live stream, a little bit of an impromptu one. Something that I need to do to my PC anyway, so I figured, well, what the hell, might as well monetize the situation and take you guys along for the ride. Now, a lot of you have known over the past, I've been quite a champion of certain Uphere products, despite their overly bland packaging, but, you know, that's another story. So today I've got a set of their new addressable RGB fans. These are the NK1207-5. So this is weirdly a 5-pack. I'm not sure why they do a 5-pack. Really, they should do 3s and possibly 6s, but I don't know. Let me know in the comments. What do you think? Is a 5-pack suitable? Would you prefer to see 6s? I think I would. 3 up front, 2 on the top, 1 in the back. Job done. Most ATX cases, that fits the bill perfectly. But anyway, this is a 5-pack. So we're going to go through, do the unboxing of this. I'm going to put it into my PC case, which is my current daily driver, which is why I was slightly delayed because I had to actually wait for my PC to shut down after rendering a video. So I've got the new Neutron Labs case, which is the W07 from eBuyer here in the United Kingdom, which is a really nice case. It does actually come with 4 addressable RGB fans included as standard. Sadly, on my particular one of the fans is actually faulty, which is absolutely fine. eBuyer, we're in contact with them. They're going to sort it out, either find me another fan or just send me in a complete new set of fans, whatever they can do. Yeah, that's essentially another story. The biggest problem is the fans are a little bit on the loud side for me. The fan controller, which is built into the case, does a fantastic job, pun intended, but it doesn't do what I want it to do, and that is to make the fans go just a little bit quieter. So when we're filming or maybe doing a live stream like we are now, so the fans are basically not audible at all. Being that the PC is literally kind of 4 foot away from me, it does have a little bit of a knock-on effect. If there's any noise coming from the PC, you guys will get in your headphones that kind of high-pitched hum in the background, which yeah, some of you complain about. Most of you are absolutely cool about it, but I want to please as many people as I can and don't want to give people with headphones any kind of grief or any issues to be concerned about. They should be concentrating on the content. And speaking of concentrating on the content, I should be concentrating on you guys which have joined us for this live stream tonight. So let's say a quick hello to those of you that joined us in the chat. I know it's a really, really weird time in the UK, so it's kind of, well, what time is it? It's coming up for 10 PM here in the UK, so yeah, slightly unusual time for you UK folks. So for those of you that join us, thank you very much, do appreciate it, and hopefully you can stick around. For those of you all around the world, good day, good afternoon, good morning, whatever the case may be. So who have we got with us tonight? So we've got Jar2016 says hello. It says Mike is really uploading a lot recently. Well, today I think this is the 3rd video. Yeah, the mouse one, keyboard and mouse set went out this morning. We did another one about the Adobe Premiere issues, which hopefully is going to be helpful to some. And of course, the live stream. So yeah, pushing the boat out a little bit today. So we've got Swizzler80. Ugly Bob's with us, as always, says F the algorithm. I wish I could. Waldo135 says hello. And yeah, Ugly Bob, Kath's with us, obviously. If you've got any comments or questions, I haven't got both screens running today, I've only got the one screen running. So if you have got anything you want to say, make it to Kath's attention or put it for me and she'll relay the message to me. We will be answering some of your other questions as well that aren't related directly to this. So if you've got any questions, feel free to put them in there. I'll try and get around to them as quickly as I can. So who else we got? Welly Bob says, evening, Mrs. Michael. That's to you, Kath, I guess. Yeah. Matthew Day says, well, this is a funny old day and time. It is. Yes, very, very unusual. He's had his dinner. Just a decaf to finish. Good choice, good choice. Capybaras on computer says hello everyone. Outlaw Fett says nice to see you. Nice. Welly Bob says 5 o'clock shadow, Michael, very 1985. I wish it was 1985. I'd have had a pretty thick lock of hair going on up there. Just the one lock. Outlaw Fett says, who the hell disliked? Yeah, Kath noticed that someone disliked already.
Before we started.
Haters gonna hate. Never mind. Ugly Bob says, you could strike a match on that stubble. It's been a busy old day. We've done a couple of videos already today. one of which was rather time consuming on a slightly older graphics card, which will be coming out very shortly, and testing some microphones. So yeah, it's been one of those days. Matt Jones says hello all. Aiden says hello also. Gary's with us, says hi Mike and Gath. And Demir says, hey, 11 PM in Croatia. Well, thank you for joining us. Swizzler80 says, are you going to review the new Fantex case? Not that I'm aware of, but possibly. You never know, it might happen. So let's get on with it. Let's introduce the fans first of all. So I have actually got this on a Amazon page, so you can see all the details. And if I can remember the actual right key on here, so number 3, that should have gone through to the page now. Hopefully it has. Yep, awesome. So these are the Uphere 120mm Sync ARGB LED PC case, high performance silent fan for PC cooling, NK1207-5. So these are the PWM versions. There's loads of versions they do there, as you can see. There's the NK series, the NT series, so basically a black and white series. There's a non-PWM, a PWM, 5-pack, 3-pack, etc, etc. And we should go back to, has that worked? Maybe it has, I don't know. Yes, it has. So there we go, we've got some RGB going on. Thank you very much for the super chat. I can't actually see who it's from, but
sorry, I didn't notice my face plugged in.
Let's have a look. Who's that from? Outlaw Fett, 79p. Thank you very much, Outlaw Fett. Appreciate that. And the RGB is looking pretty damn good. I think I finally worked out the settings for the camera. It's only taken 3 years or so. So yeah, we'll get there in the end. Although the ISO is not seeming to recover. Oh yeah, it is. There we go. Slowly but surely. Demir says, 1 dislike. Somebody hates RGB. Yes, they most likely do. Anyway, back to the point in hand. So there we go. So these are the fans. $34.99 currently from Amazon.co.uk. Kath will have put some links in the video description already, so if you want to check them out. But essentially what this is, there's fans, they've got a maximum RPM of 1800 RPM, so nice and powerful. RGB, obviously, as you can see, various colors they support, and they also support RGB Fusion, Mystic Light, Sync, Aurora Sync, and basically all those kind of 5-volt, 3-pin addressable RGB setups. Got PWM fan control, so 4-pin PWM version for automatic speed control via 4-pin PWM fan headers. Broad 650 to 800 RPM speed range, and the ratings of that, so 29.37 CFM at the lowest there, and 86 at the high end, which is pretty decent. Nice and easy to install, so you've got the hub, which you can actually attach, I believe, 7 fans to, or 7 devices. So we've only got 5, so that leaves us a few spare, so adding on a few more bits and pieces. You can hook it up to a reset switch as well to change the colors if you want to, or you can use your motherboard header, as we said. There's a bit of better picture of it there, so you've got reset switch, SATA power in, motherboard header, blah blah blah, etc. And there's another one, another super chat. Who's that from? That is from Gary, $20. So there you go for some more RGB. Oh, thank you very much.
Sorry.
So Booty Boy 1974 says hi. Matthew Day also says motherboard pass-through controller or standalone. Yeah, it's got motherboard pass-through. And I'm not sure, is the stream buffering? It looks like it was just then, so I'm going to lower the stream quality a little. I suspect it's because of the time of day. Let's knock that down another little bit. That should be fine. Don't think we've dropped any frames as such, but yeah, there we go. We're all good. So yeah, that is pretty much it for the fans themselves. 35 quid. Yeah, what can you say? For 35 quid, it's a lot of value for money, especially if it actually works as intended. If I could actually get in some. Oh, and quickly, for those of you who haven't been already, please do head over to mikesunboxing.com, our website. All our links to affiliate stuff and basically anything which is helpful for the channel. You've got our Discord links, you've got our social links, email address, etc. And also our new Mike's Unboxing shop, which I'll ditch my pillow now.
It's right in the way.
Actually, chuck my cap over as well.
Where's that?
Behind you. So you can purchase for yourself a Mike's Unboxing fluffy cushion, which is actually really nice. You can get it in the choice with a cushion and a cover, or just the cover itself. There's bloody cat's hairs all over this one, unsurprisingly. So yeah, you can pick yourself up one of those. They're pretty decent. Also, as well, Mike's Unboxing hat. So if you want to get yourself a hat, you can do that. Also, Mike's Unboxing sticker. So you can put it onto your merchandise. So as you can see, Mike's Unboxing logo on the laptop there, which is pretty decent. So clear sticker, so that looks pretty good. Of course, there's all the things like the t-shirts, the hoodies. We've also got all the new things like the mugs, the cups, the travel bags. I'm trying to think what else is on there. There's tons of stuff. Placemats.
Teddy bear.
Didn't we order placemats as well?
You didn't know.
Did I not order placemats? Damn it.
You
Okay.
didn't know.
Yeah. Anyway, so there you go. Get over to the mikesunboxing.com and follow the links, and you can look at the various stores and all that kind of usual stuff. There's enough shilling going on.
Got a few more.
Wild Bill says, when are you going to broadcast in 4K, Mike? Probably, I don't know, 4K streaming is a really difficult thing to do. Actual videos in 4K, I've contemplated it. It's really tough to edit 4K files, and for a lot of our content, it isn't really necessary, especially for some of the tutorials and things. So maybe some of the unboxings for the product shots, they might be useful. The thing is, most people these days, as we look at the demographics, people are basically consuming content on mobile phones and tablets. So 4K on a mobile phone looks exactly the same as 1080p, and actually on most devices will look the same as 720p. So it's only really the desktop viewers which get the benefit, which are a really, really small slither of the audience. So I don't know, it might happen. You never know. Gary says, sure have missed the streams over the last few weeks. Yes, and we've missed seeing and hearing from you guys as well. Atypical Mel says, hey bud, just finished my build in the P400A, which is ironic because I've just taken my PC out of the P400A to put into the new case. Glad I watched your video beforehand. Still a pain. Yes, it is. It's yes. Matthew Day says, have you got more merch than Linus? I'm not sure. We must be getting quite close. We haven't got any mouse mats. No, tell a lie, we have got mouse mats, not the big mouse pads. We haven't got those yet. Ugly Bob says, I have a 4K phone. I could watch mud videos in 4K glory on the bog. For those of you watching outside of the United Kingdom, the bog is basically the well, toilet. Right, let's get on with it. So take a look at these fans. So what do we get in the box? We get, actually I should do this on the overhead, shouldn't I? If I can remember which key that is. Which is the overhead? I can never remember. Overhead, 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 G, there we go. So this is basically what you get inside the box. A bit of a mismatch of stuff in there. So first of all, you've got the instructions on a single piece of paper, single-sided. But to be honest with you, you don't really need a great deal. So it tells you what you need there. So you've got the CPU fan header, or chassis fan header. You've got your RGB 5 volt. You've also got your power supply, which is SATA, reset switch, and obviously fans as well. So yeah, pretty straightforward, not really anything else. Other motherboard instructions there. So there is basically doing it off the reset switch, but yeah, whatever. So what else do we get? You get some lazy bits, so you get some rubber pads. So these are rubber pads which go on the fans themselves, so they haven't been stuck on, so I might have to pass these over to Kath to get her to stick those on quickly.
You got your sticker on the back of the laptop?
I have got the sticker on the back of the laptop. I showed him that just now.
Oh, sorry.
Miles away. So also there is some mouse fittings and fixings. Hopefully there's some more of those screws somewhere. There's the other one. So let's have a look at the fan.
Chris Blunt said he's just built a new PC for his daughter using these fans and they work great.
Oh, awesome. Glad to hear it. So this is the fan itself. So you've got Uphere logo on the side, on the back. You've now got the kind of spiral effect on the back for the actual subframe, which actually apparently helps to channel the air. We'll find that out a little bit later. So Uphere made in China, sadly. And you've got, what's that, 9 blades. I'm glad to see there isn't an Uphere logo in the middle. It did show on the Amazon listing that there was a logo slap bang in the middle, so good that that isn't there. The fans, the scoop of them actually has got a really close tolerance to the actual outer frame, so they should be pretty decent for static airflow, which is always a good sign. The pads that should be installed, these rubber pads, they go in these corners. So there should be one in each corner. So if I pass those over to Kath, you can get on and stick those in. There's only 5 to do, so that's only 40 of those in total. Obviously, you've got mounting hardware, so you've got the normal screws, and obviously you've got 5 of these fans. Actually, if I put that over there. On the fans themselves, connector-wise, we're looking at a single 3-pin 5-volt addressable RGB header, and also what appears to be a fully wired 4-pin PWM output. So hopefully you guys can see that. So fully wired 4-pin PWM fans, which is absolutely great. 3-pin fans are not a thing that which you want to deal with at the moment. So hopefully these are going to look pretty nice when they're actually all installed. Let's take a look at the actual hub itself. So the hub itself is, it looks to be, I'm not sure if it's exactly the same as the previous one or not, which could or not be a potential issue. So in this top corner, you've got CPU fan, so that is for your synchronization. So again, you've got your 5-volt addressable RGB header and also a PWM style connection there. So that goes to your motherboard to synchronize. You've then got a SATA power connection, as you can see. And then already attached is a reset switch. So you can actually just use that, just flick the button and you can cycle through the various RGB lighting styles. Of course, if you want to, you can just disconnect that and plug in your standard motherboard's reset or LED switch, whichever you've got. The case that we've got has actually got an LED switch, which has been repurposed from a reset switch, so that's going to be absolutely fine. So fan wise, we've got an option here for multiple fans, so fan 1, fan 2, fan 3, fan 4, fan 5, fan 6, fan 7. So we can have fantastic amounts of fun here.
Drinking Fanta.
It's really handy actually, because if you want to obviously only install maybe 5 of the fans, you've then still got some addressable RGB outputs which you can then plug in, maybe AIO cooler or chassis fan, not chassis fan, chassis LEDs, that kind of thing. So that's pretty nice and simple to do. Sorry.
The stickers
Oh, stickers. Buy your own stickers. And on the back, talking of stickers, there is a bit of 3M tape there, so you can just peel that back and stick that inside of your case somewhere. I probably won't stick it in to begin with, I'll just put it in and see what it's actually like. Generally these overall are actually pretty good. I've got one in the PC behind me, excuse me, in the PC behind me, which you can probably see just about. Currently in there is 8 fans, so you've got 3 in the bottom, 3 at the side, 2 in the top, which is absolutely fine. That is actually going through the older Uphere fans, as you can see. They got the clear bit on the side, which lets a little bit more light spill through, and it has got the older style fan controller. So hopefully this is a new improved version, which doesn't need the button to be pressed every time to actually cycle the lights from motherboard control back to kind of the fan control or the hub control, which for some people has been an issue. Touch wood, mine's been absolutely fine, and every time I turn it on, it automatically switches on and the fans go to what they're supposed to do. So maybe if it's not connected to a motherboard, it defaults to kind of like the default profile. Not entirely sure, but certainly things we'll be finding out. I also will be testing the PWM circuitry in this, just to make sure that it's recognized in the motherboard. I was going to try it in the MSI one, but the MSI boards, the fan headers generally, in my experience, seem to be extremely good for picking up various different types of signals. So be it PWM, voltage, DC, etc, etc. So I figured what I'll do is I'll do it with my ASUS board, which is a pretty popular board. It's the ASUS Tough Gaming Tough Gaming X570. So we're going to go with that, see how it all works, and yeah, make sure it works as intended. Now obviously, whilst I'm installing the fans in the PC, it's going to be pretty slow going, so obviously if you want to, just minimize the window. Whatever you want to do, if you want to drop some questions in, you can fire them across and Kath will ask me the questions, and we'll try and do it. Kath is actually sticking the pads on the fans at the moment, so we'll do what we can, and I'll try and give you as best a possible view of what is actually happening as I can. The problem we always face here in this limited space studio setup, there isn't a lot of room to work in, so I'm going to try and get the case up on the desk now. We'll start stripping things down, and obviously we'll take some questions from you whilst we're doing so. So I'm going to grab the case and probably get an electric shock. No, I'm good. I have been doing that a lot in the last couple of days, getting electric shocks. So for those of you that haven't seen it already, this is the Neutron Labs. This is the W07, and it's essentially built on the same chassis as the Lian 215 and also the GameMax or GameMax F15M, and probably various other cases on the market right now. So I'm going to put that right over there because it's a very strong chance I'm going to knock that over. It's actually a really nice chassis to work with. I'll spin it around so you can see what's going on back there. Not sure if the lighting's picking up particularly well, but it should be okay. So yeah, plenty of room on the top, loads of stuff. You've got that built-in fan hub, which you can see is a bit of a mess in there. I haven't bothered to cable manage it deliberately because I kind of guessed I was going to get sick of it and replace it anyway. So if I move this around a little bit, so you see there's the fan hub, which is pre-installed, and obviously all the cables going around from the fans. There's 4 included fans, like I said, so you've got 3 up front, 1 in the rear. The rear one has got a real weird issue where it's just clicking like crazy. So yeah, like I said, eBuyer are going to sort that out one way or the other. So we should be all good. So let's take off some of these connections from here. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3. The other fan is connected to the motherboard, so I can disconnect that one. And we're free. Well, very reasonable. So let's have a look at the questions whilst I'm trying to screw with confidence. So, sticking with confidence, Ugly Pop says, yeah, trying to. What case are we using? I probably just said that, but I'll go over it again. This is from eBuyer UK, a website which retails obviously in the UK, and it is their own brand. So you can't get it anywhere else at the moment. You can get similar ones, again, the Lian 215, also you've got the GameMax F15M. It's exactly the same chassis, just what they've done is they've reworked the front, so slightly different front. And actually I think the front panel looks like something out of Star Wars. It's pretty cool. Kath won't like it, she doesn't like Star Wars. Heathen. Yeah. Actually, Kath was right, there is a full review coming in this case. We have recorded it already, and yeah, I think most people are going to be very happy with it. It's actually very, very cheap as well. It's about £47 here in the UK, which for a Lian 215 equivalent is fantastic value for money. They do a version with 2 200mm fans out front as well, if you wanted to go down that route to get that full kind of big fan feel. Certainly that is possible. And I'll show you what the mesh is like. The mesh on the case is actually really cool. It's got that kind of imperial kind of look to it. Those elongated perforations. Very nice. So, stay. So now what we do is just going to remove these fans. I'm unsure whether to put the fans closer forward or back. I think they look nicer slightly further back, so I might go with that. Actually, that fan was very, very loose in there. So, John McKenna says the tower case looks nice. Thank you, John. I think it was the same model. What was that? Charles Arnold says, past my bedtime. Sorry, gotta go. Bye. Sorry, Charles. It's technically it's past my bedtime, really, but these things have got to be done. And so one more fan down. Loads of fans. What is the price in American dollars? What's that, for the case or for the fans? If you want the price for American dollars for the fans, they are in the video description, so you can click on that. For the case itself, you can't get the price in American dollars because there is a UK company which is distributing them. As far as I know, they will ship to the United States, but I don't know the pricing, so you'd have to go over to ebuyer.com or ebuyer.co.uk or ebuyeruk.com, one of the two, and check out the pricing there. Hopefully they will start selling it to America, because I think it's going to be a very popular case. But you know, it's like a lot of these cases, they sell the design rights to them for various regions, so you might find it ends up in kind of, I don't know, like Walmart or something crazy like that. I'm not sure if my chat is actually moving. I think I've broken my laptop again. Oh no, there we go. And there's another super chat. Well, I didn't say, who's that from? John McKenna. $5 for the calls, Mike. Thank you very much, John. Appreciate that. And doesn't the RGB lighting look much better now we've sorted out the camera's ISO? You can actually see that it's RGB lighting now. One of these days, I'll learn how to use all this technology properly. You never know.
If you haven't got tech channel.
Charles Arnold says, I appreciate your work and keep it up. Thank you. I will try to. So now we've got to go through the laborious task now of taking all the zip ties or twist ties or whatever you want to call them off of all the fans. And then trying to make sure they're all lined up when we put them in, so there's no rookie mistakes being made. And I do make those often. Now the issue that I have already is the fact that the cabling off the side is coming off there, yet the sticker is there. So in theory, you'd want to place the fans like that, when really they want to kind of go like that, so the cables come out the side. So up here is going to be on an angle. That is going to be annoying. I may have to get the Sharpie on that. Although we'll get them installed first, make sure they all work, make sure it does what it's supposed to do, before I put them back in the box and fire them back to Amazon post haste. That is one of the beautiful things about Amazon. I know we should, wherever possible, try and support the smaller retailers in the world. But sadly, not all of them actually have such a good returns policy as our friends at Amazon. So sometimes you just got to go with what works for you.
Chris Blunt's off the set. They came with a remote, a 10 fan hub.
Yeah, up here they do an absolute ton of different models of pretty much any kind of setup you can imagine. So there's ones with remote control, there's Molex powered ones, there's SATA powered ones, there's ones with PWM, there's ones without PWM, there's ones with 5 volt 3-pin connections and PWM. There's other ones which have just got a single 5 or 6-pin connection. The amount of different I'm not putting those back in. The amount of different fans and setups they have is actually pretty mind-boggling. Although, at the moment, I'm pretty sure that the majority of their stock, especially for us here in the UK, if you're buying off of Amazon, I'm pretty sure there's probably a container somewhere in the Suez Canal still with a lot of stock, because it does appear to be, looking around today on amazon.co.uk, that a lot of stuff is not due in stock on Amazon until kind of mid-May. Like the 10th of May, I think, was one of the earlier dates I saw, which is kind of unusual for Amazon. Generally, they kind of stockpile stuff. So there is, I think there's still some issues with the whole supply and demand thing. I can't imagine that everything that I've looked at today is one of those kind of things which is in such great demand that they're just completely out of stock of. I've noticed today, and some of you may have already noticed as well, that memory pricing is really starting to ramp up. I think I should be using that. I think that we're going to be in for a triple whammy very soon, where we've got no graphics cards, we've got no CPUs, and we've got no RAM. Due to them seemingly trying to ramp up production of DDR5 and possibly reduce DDR4 production, I think it's going to get to a little bit of a sticky patch for RAM. Let me know in the comments section, have you noticed RAM pricing going up already? I don't think I'm the only kind of media outlet potentially talking about it. I'm sure I've read it already today on Google numerous times about DDR4 prices increasing. Oh, nearly dropped it. Trooper C's in the house, says hi. How come you're streaming tonight? I don't know.
I was going to ask that. Can you get a word in?
Calf don't know. I don't know. No, it's just one of those things. This is something I wanted to do. I need to do it for my own sanity. And I figured why not take my chums along for a ride? Then I realised that I don't have any chums, so mate, who have you got?
And the cats.
That's why I haven't got any chums, because I'm a git. Even the cats don't like me. Although they were following me around in the lane today. Hey. So, is it any...
Crusher has noticed the RAM go up.
The RAM pricing is definitely going up. At the moment, RGB RAM is, we're looking in the UK around about 89, well, let's say £90. £90, for example, for some of the Corsair stuff, Corsair RGB, which is actually really good, and normally that would have been the kind of upper tier, but at the moment that seems to be, like, weirdly, relatively well priced in comparison with what else is available on the market. I think the cheapest I've seen today was £60, £59.99, and that again was on ebuyer.co.uk or .com or whatever they are. And that was for a brand, I think it was Clev, possibly. I've still got it saved in my shopping basket, so I might have to return to it. So I was actually building up a PC to sell on, and I figured it was time I actually got on and did it rather than just talking about it. And looking for some RAM today to put in it, because I didn't want to flip it with my nice good RAM in there. And I basically couldn't find anything of a reasonable price. So RAM does seem to be going up in pretty large bumps, which is pretty sad.
Atypical male, the Uphere fan hub, which are the same as the one behind you, probably.
All right, yeah.
Mounted their SATA.
Wow. Yeah, their
customer service was...
Was it their customer service or was it Amazon's customer service which you had problems with the Uphere fans?
They were good. I'm trying to...
Is that straight?
Bit.
Yeah, that's good.
They answered quickly and offered replacement or refund. I'm not sure which one then.
No, that's reasonably good. So there we go. There's the fans installed in the front. Always check them, make sure they spin freely and not catch on anything, although realistically in the position they're in at the moment there's nothing to really catch on.
Bit pressure says the same Vengeance kit I bought 6 months ago has gone from £55 to £86.
Yeah, even what is normally relatively cheap, the Corsair LPX, I'm not putting those back in my PC, that's the old ones. That's a rookie mistake waiting to happen right there. I am considering using one of these as my CPU fan, because at the moment I'm just using the Noctua, the NK1207. Yes, NK1207. Never remember the name of that. So it would be nice to have an RGB on it.
Mo's asked, is the GT1030 worth it? Worth £80?
The GT1030, is it worth £80? No, is the honest answer. Funnily enough, today's video that we've been recording today actually goes into that in a little bit more depth than we did previously, and kind of explains some more of the pros and cons, and also gives a valid option for an alternative which is both faster and cheaper. And I am actually referring to the particular GPU in the video as being the saviour of PC gaming, because it is actually pretty decent, it's actually pretty cheap, and relatively readily available, which these days for a lot of reasons, human malware being one of them, is not something you can often say. So far I'm actually quite liking these fans. The actual threads, you can normally tell with a fan when you're threading it into the case. When you tighten up the screw, you feel that really nice kind of pull and the sponge between the rubbers and the chassis, rather than being plastic on plastic. So that should help with the anti-vibration. Yes, Kath?
Darren says out of stock on Amazon as usual, but I'm not sure what. Because it looks like
What's out of stock on Amazon?
I don't know. It says out of stock on Amazon as usual, but I'm not sure.
The fans aren't, because we've got them actually.
Not UK.
Yeah, if you're outside of the UK, then you might struggle. But currently, Amazon UK, these are available. Well, for now. If they're not available, bookmark them for later.
That might be the memory.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Of some kind.
Now, do I go with all 5 fans, or do I just go with the 3 up front? I'm going to put one in the top as well.
Have Arctic ruled out a successor to the 34 esports duo?
Not as of yet. No, there isn't a successor to the esports duo. I don't know if they really can. There's not a great deal that you can do in the 120mm tower cooler market to make any real difference. The only thing you can do really is make them cheaper. That's about all you can do. They all perform within kind of, if you use exactly the same fan on each one, they are literally all the same. There's nothing in between them, there really isn't. So you can spend as much as you want on a fancy cooler, but it isn't really going to do you a great deal of good.
Trooper's got a go.
Thanks, Trooper. Thanks for dropping in. I appreciate the timing of this particular stream wasn't ideal. Now let's put this in the top.
Rose asked, what are the specs of this PC?
Specs of the PC is a Ryzen 9 3900X. The graphics card is a 5700 XT. It's got 32 gigs of DDR4 3600 RAM, which is a V-Color Prism RGB. It's also got 3 terabytes of storage, which is, sorry, I'm trying to line up these holes here. 3 terabytes of storage, which is all NVMe. So we've got a single 1 terabyte PCI Express Gen 4 x4 drive in the top slot, and in the bottom slot I have got a 2 terabyte PCI Express Gen 3 x4 drive. Other than that, it's pretty much got a Silverstone 650 watt gold power supply, which is fully modular. Motherboard wise is a Asus X570 Tough Gaming, and this is basically my my video editing machine.
Scott F, I need to get rid of my NCXT X73. Cam software is killing me slowly. Might go with the Noctua NHD15 tools.
NHD15 is a great cooler, but it's a little bit on the large side. I've got one here, and I took it out deliberately because it was just too damn big. It works really well, but it's just too big. It really is just. And I actually managed to damage the. Well, you can see the gap there. This is with the NH12U, and there's a little bit of room there, so you can just about get into the PCI Express slot to remove the graphics card if you need to. With the D15 in there, you've got no chance at all. It's way, way too close on this particular setup. So I would, yeah, I would definitely avoid the Noctua D15 if you're someone who takes your graphics card out on a relatively regular basis. Even if it's just for maintenance, I would suggest just, yeah, don't do it. 0011? Oh yeah.
Dynamic, would it fit?
What, the D15 cooler? I don't think so. Scott, I don't think a D15 will fit in the 011 dynamic. I don't think it's got the height, because that's really designed for water cooling. I think you struggle with a 1200, 120mm. Right, so what have I got to get rid of here? Let's get rid of that. And I'm not even sure what that cable is. What is that cable and where does it go? Oh, that's for the RGB, so we don't really need in that. So that can come out. Why? Why is it always when I'm doing something which I need to see that I can't? Digital Demonic Davros, bless you for your $2 Australian, just so I can love your name. Yes, I do. That is a great name. 3D, triple D, Digital Demonic Davros. That is good. That is good. The irony is that Davros is actually quite demonic. Or at least he thinks he's doing right. Even though he is kind of like a sociopath or a psychopath. Lunatic, one of the two. 3. Right, let's get that off of there. So there is our, that's basically everything out now. So we've got our fan hub removed. We've got our fans removed. I wonder if those come out as well. I would quite like to see those come out.
Ugly Bob's feeling for my thighs.
Poor old Bob.
They're going to be sore tomorrow.
I like that on this case they've actually used the motherboard standoffs to actually mount the RGB hub on the back. That's pretty clever. I'm not too sure if the RGB hub is actually going to fit on the back here with the side panel, because it is quite a chunky monkey when it comes to the fan hub. So I might have to just stuff it underneath there, which actually works fine because that's what I do with most of the cables. I don't see much point cable managing the back of the PC too much, especially when I take it apart so damn often. Oh God, cables everywhere. I hate this bit, I really hate this bit. Can I make this any tidier to start with? So I think if I aim to push the controller in there, that should do the trick. So let's think about where the wires need to go. And get everything connected up, so at least there's going to be no issues with me doing something stupid and connecting something where it doesn't need to be connected, and then blaming the actual device. That's quite nice. That's actually quite a long cable on there to connect to the RGB and your chassis fan, which on this board isn't actually the easiest to get to. In actual fact, yeah, it's bloody miles away. So I'm actually going to have to go along and split that cable right down. So motherboard, sync, and PWM. So I'm going to split that down right to the end. Hey Paul, how you doing? Thanks for joining us.
A Typical Melt says they found out the P500A, P600A and upcoming P200A have far better fan routing.
Good.
Andy Tech says, how is that case dealing with dust, because I don't see any filters?
Well, this case is doing absolutely fine because I've only had it a day. Filtration wise, like you guys know what I'm like. I'm inside this thing almost all the time. So dust wise, it's not really an issue. What I might do actually is a demonstration. Even with dust filters, most PCs still get absolutely filthy. The CAF's PC down there, sadly where it is on the floor. The doorway is there, where we come in and out. So it's just all the dust is being pulled off the laminate flooring, the cat's hairs, lint and pollen, because we've got the window right next to it as well. So basically everything is getting sucked into there. So it's got it's got a filter on the front, then it's got the fans and another filter. It's still absolutely filthy. The filter and the PC. So I don't think there's any real way of winning when it comes to filtration and dust on the PC. If you've got a dusty house, you can have a dusty PC. If you live in the country or you live in somewhere which is kind of quite arid, maybe you live kind of desert-like place, I don't know, maybe like Arizona or something where it's dry and dusty. Even with the best of filtration, you're going to get a dusty PC, I think. I don't think there's a lot that's going to stop that.
Right.
Kath said right. I don't know why you said it.
Bad joke Friday tomorrow.
Oh yeah, don't forget everybody, tomorrow's video release is Bad Joke Friday, so you have to tell all your dad jokes. Even if you're not a dad, it doesn't matter, you can still join in and try and say something stupid.
And Stephen Hart says the only one showing up on Amazon US is the 3-pin DC speed control, no PWM.
Ah.
But like you said, things are...
Yeah, things are slow moving. We'll see what we can do. I'll look at the links. Literally, we only put the links in very quickly before the video started. So we'll try and do something with that a little bit later. Try and find where the stocks are. If need be, we might even go over to somewhere like AliExpress or Alibaba. Try and post some links from those guys over there. Oh, that is going to be close. So with this particular setup, there is a requirement for the fan number 1 to be connected, because that is the one that does the PWM sensing, I'm pleased to say. Actually, I love it when I read something where it says that, because that means that it does actually do fan sensing. That didn't feel... Ah, that's right.
Scott F says, do you have a compu cleaner? We've got something like it coming up.
Yeah, we have actually, we've been sent a very bizarre vacuum, which looks like it's out of some kind of fancy catalogue. It's actually really good. Oh, don't worry, I'll get it. I'll do it tomorrow or later or something or other. Right, there's 2 there, so we've got 3 on the front.
If you have a dusty bin, you've been on 3, 2, 1.
I can't do 3, 2, 1. I've always wanted to do Ted Rogers 3, 2, 1, but I can't do it. For those of you outside of the UK right now, you're probably thinking, what, Ted Rogers? Who is that? It's nothing like Mr. Rogers, which probably those of you in the UK have got no idea either. We're all just confused cousins from across the pond.
2 fingers.
I can't do 3, 2, 1. I would love to be able to. Right, so in theory, notice I said in theory, that is done.
Darren C says his wife's laughing. She said that the image of him when you're building, including the bold barnet.
Thanks, I think. I might actually stick that there. Yeah, that does fit. Right, we're gonna go for a moment of glory, and I am gonna stick this on in the hope that everything works as it's supposed to. 3, 2, 1, and
Bang!
la la la. None of this. You can't see any of that. It's not there. Do the Drake thing. Do I put the sides on? Do I risk putting the sides on? No. I do like that fan hub. Pretty cool. Right, let's turn this thing off.
Be careful with top clearance, Mike. Only issue I've had with these.
The top clearance in this will be amazing, because there's a fan in there already. You could get a whole hand in there. In fact, between the actual, because this was one of the reasons why I changed this case, because I hate not being able to mount a radiator. So if you take into account that plug there, which we could probably squash down a bit, yeah, there is 1, 2. There's like 55mm clearance there. Clearance, Clarence.
Put the sides on. Wild Bill.
Wild Bill says put the sides on.
Yeah.
Not a hope in hell, my friend. I'm not going to risk it.
Darren says you follically challenged men should stick together.
Yes, being follically challenged is a disability. I struggle to find hair products.
And do it with your left hand.
Yeah, being left-handed and bald is a severe thing. Right, trying to drop this.
Taking it off.
this all will work. Please let this work, and please don't let it melt anything. I don't think I could cope with that right now. I can't cope. Actually, I know what won't cope, the monitor.
Atypical male
Hello.
said he meant, I assume it's a man, meant top clearance on the fan hub for the back panel.
Oh, right, yeah. I got you. Yeah, I think the there's a decent amount of room in this case.
Handy Tech says, can you please describe the fan hub specs, plugs speaking, and is there any syncing connected to the motherboard?
Right, so yes, there is, we've got an RGB sync towards the motherboard, which appears to be connected. We've also got a 4-pin PWM connection, which also is connected. And actually, let's just turn it on. Yay, they work. They all work. Happy days. Ooh, and they're fast. Very, very fast. Now, is this going to switch over automatically when the ASUS software kicks in? Actually, have I broken something?
Gary says being right-handed and bold is at making a better person.
Well, I've got some weird noises going on there.
Sounds like a monitor.
Hey. Yeah, there we go. So actually, well, there is proof already that the PWM works because those fans have slowed right down already. The thing that hasn't worked so far is the actual lighting. So let's press and hold the button, and there we go. So that is now synchronized with the RGB on the motherboard, which is brilliant. We're halfway there. So if I open up the ASUS software, Jesus, and we'll go into Fan Expert 4, and we'll do fan tuning. Yep, and the fans have ramped up. Happy days are here again.
So Darren, I've put the link in now.
Kath's put the link in, Darren. Whatever your question was, Kath sorted it.
A link for the fan set.
Ah, right. James Brock says, pretty mic. Thank you.
No,
Oh, the case.
There was snow on the ground there in the morning.
Oh, nice. Oh, that is in Toronto, yeah? Right, I can put the front back on there.
Ricardo's here.
Hey, Ricardo. That front panel is actually metal, solid metal. In fact, if I had something magnetronic, what have I got which is magnetic?
I've got a cat's collar.
Actually, yeah. Marginally.
I'll get a magnet.
Oh, actually, where did there's one. I saw one just now. I was actually looking at it and thinking, oh look, a magnet. Where did I see it? Wow, that PC is quiet now. Holy crap. Those are some quiet fans. And they're actually moving a lot of air.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you. There we go. Copyright strike for the Super Mario Magnetron. Hey, this is a new sport. Mario flinging. Oh,
That's others.
gotta get him upright. Oh, useless. Yay!
He looks pretty cool up there as well. You'll have to stay.
That works for me. Well, oh yeah, what was I doing before I was rudely interrupted by being stupid? Oh yeah, Fan Expert's still running. Although it's hung at 53%, so that's generally a bad sign.
Ugly Bob said use the moob screwdriver.
I didn't use the moob screwdriver.
For the magnetic bits.
Oh yeah, that's true. I could have done. Actually, Bob did send another screwdriver today. Bless him. For getting into those awkward spots. Little ratchety screwdriver. You can pull out the doodah and put in other doodahs.
They're not believing that's metal, they think that's airflow.
It is just airflow. You can see by what I was doing to my hair. Right, it does appear that Fan Expert is hung on 53%.
Demira says one case foot is right on the edge.
It is actually. Well done. Well spotted, sir.
As you're flinging things at it.
I love that case. I really do. And with those fans, it just becomes, just takes it up another level. It really does. They look really nice.
Darren said they got off right when you first turned them on. Sounded like a U4U engine.
Right, so now we've got the... yeah, no, they are silent. So the fan monitoring software has picked up, so 0%, 10% and 20% and 30% is basically 0 RPM. 40% is 610 RPM. 50% is 782, 60% 926, 70% is 1050, etc., etc. And it's only gone up to 1435, which it is supposed, they say on the book that it's 1800. So that's a little bit bizarre. Now hopefully, if I click on this here, so chassis fan 2, yep, there we go. So it's picked up the RPM range, which actually looks completely different. I don't know, they're saying, right, so it has actually picked up through the entire RPM range. I don't know what I was looking at. Here's chassis fan 2. Yeah, chassis fan 2. Zero setting is 600 RPM, right the way up to 1727. So they say plus or minus 10%. Works for me. Spin down time is 12 seconds. Don't like that. No, 1.2 seconds. That works. So let's put them on their full whack and see how loud they get. So that is on full RPM. And that is pretty much blowing a gale. A little bit too noisy. So let's see what the lowest RPM we can get where they're actually not obnoxious. So that's a little bit high. Still a little bit high. Trying to find a place where they're kind of, you can have them on in the background and it's not going to be basically noticeable.
What about with the side panel on?
Right, so that is it, 20% roughly. And you can't tell they're on. So we'll take that as the low spot. And let's try 50% there. No, that's a bit much.
Is Dr. Ebrahim making a time wind machine?
Yeah. That is bada bing, like this.
High speed is close to a vacuum cleaner.
It is. High speed is vacuum cleaner territory. So currently the CPU is registering 33 degrees C, which for a Ryzen 9 3900X with basically Discord, ASUS software, Microsoft Teams, Radeon software, Ubisoft Updater, Epic Gaming, Steam, AI Suite 4, the that is the Corsair software for audio, that's running in the background. Also the Razer software, and also Adobe Creative Suite running in the background. That is the ones I can actually see in the taskbar. Obviously there's going to be hundreds and hundreds of other ones, but the motherboard temperature is currently 26 degrees C, which is about 3 or 4 degrees above ambient. So yeah, totally happy with that. Granted, the glass is off, so maybe we should put the glass on and see what it runs like, but we'll see. So that is, I've actually still got the peel on it.
Do
I'm not too sure if that RGB is actually in sync or not. Where's the ASUS software? Armory Crate. Oh yeah, of course, Armory Crate's running as well. And Aurora Sync. And Aurora Effects, so let's go with Smart. Yeah, that seems to be running, so. Color Cycle. Right, actually that's a good one. So if we leave on Color Cycle, so that way we know what the setting is. So we'll turn the PC off now.
The Trojan says 100% fan is now kind of ASMR.
It has a fan speed ASMR. Lovely. Ooh. Now it's very quiet. Is your PC actually even on? Can't hear yours now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course, and the lights flashing give it away.
Why do they do that?
Right, let's totally discharge the circuitry. Press the power button. Hold it down for a little bit. Turn the power supply back on. Hit the power button. And in theory, I'm hoping that the RGB lighting remembers what it is. I'm not even looking at it. I don't want to look. Should I be looking? Is it worked out well? Has it kept the settings?
Answer a read, but then you can look. Do you remember the crappy up here?
Do you remember the crappy Uphere air cooler? I bought it and my Ryzen 7 7 doesn't go past 60 Celsius in games.
Explain.
Yes, I actually got the Uphere cooler.
Reordered.
The PWM's kicked in. Yeah, I reordered that cooler and I've got another one which is not as bad but still very, very uneven base. There will be an update video on that. Atypical Mail says either my fans on my NH-D15 are broken or have low RPM. My 3900X idles at 45 degrees C. It does peak. Hey, it remembered the RGB. Password, blah, blah, blah. Privacy concerns, obviously. Happy days. AI Suite. Yeah, because Windows has just started up, we're at CPUs at 46 degrees.
Ricardo asks, do you still have in mind to make Thermal Paste Showdown?
41 degrees. Thermal Paste Showdown, yes. I probably still will. I've actually been sent another 2 CPU coolers, the Dark Flash Dark Air, or Dark Air Dark Flash. I'm not too sure which one it is. One of the 2.
Can you say hi to Orca Bros?
Orca Bros, yes, I can see your comment, and hello. Thanks for joining us. Atypical Mail says, I noticed 3rd gen Ryzen has crazy high voltage. Yeah, mine's probably what, 1.5 volts? I don't know, 1.1, 4. It does seem a bit lower recently after I've done a BIOS update. And clock speed wise, we're at 3725, which is, I think that's not too bad. I'm not sure what the default clock is on this actually. I'm not bothered. As long as it edits videos and doesn't get upset, I'm happy. I'm trying to work out where that noise is coming from, whether it is that grille mesh on the front, which... Do excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. I do have to take this front panel off and see if it's the front panel which is causing the noise. No. Don't think it's the GPU because that's static. Yeah, fans are still a little bit too fast. That needs addressing.
Orca says thanks.
No problem, Orca. Welcome to the fam. Millie. Shouldn't say fam, I'm not that cool. Am I, Kath?
Oh, sorry. I'm reading questions for you.
Chassis fan 2.
Ryzens have really high voltage at idle, but when under stress it goes down to reasonable levels. A typical Mel thinks those high voltages are to blame. I lowered processor state to 10% during idle.
Those fans are still seeming to be a little bit on the noisy side. It is just airflow, but it's just slightly annoying. That's better. Sometimes with cases you find that there's kind of weird static pressure or positive pressure, and it seemed the positive pressure was actually affecting that a little bit. Although I am literally kind of like millimeters away from the fan, so. Oh, that's better. They're barely moving. That is a lot quieter.
Might be because of the bearings.
I need to find the perfect RPM. There we go. That is, I can tolerate that. So that is about 25% idling. Although it is right next to my ear roll, so I'll probably get it down on my desk and I'll change it again. So that seems to be doing pretty well.
Oh, YC.
YC says, but you help making their PCs cool and that makes you cool. Thank you. Appreciate that. So anyway, I think that is definitely a win.
What case is that in the background?
That case. That is the that is the Neutron Labs W07. It's basically it's a GameMax F15 or Lian Li 215.
With a slightly different front.
Okay, so we've got a few minutes left before we need to end this stream. So if there's any last questions or anything you want to ask about these fans in particular, or basically anything about the PC or even about the channel, feel free, and we'll try and answer some of those questions.
Back panel off, you'll get some rebound noises off your wall.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's probably what it is. Good point, Wild Bill. Atypical Male says, I like that he shows the faults, not just the good. Saves me build time and headaches. To be honest with you, like, I have tried doing videos where I've deliberately tried to show a product off in its positive light. And literally all you get is emails from people who've then bought that product. And they go, well, why am I getting this? Or why is it doing that? Or I can't do this. It's just so much easier if you're going to promote or recommend or review, whatever the word you want to use for it. It's so much easier if you just be completely honest. Warts and all, just go for it. Just, yes, this is good, this is bad, this doesn't work, this works, etc., etc. That way you're not setting yourself up for a fall. Otherwise, it's crazy. The amount of comments that I had on one of the old Cooler Master case videos, which was an absolute crap fest. I hated that case. It looked brilliant, but it was just horrible to build in, horrible to use, and horrible temperatures. So I just said it as it was. Now, I did get a lot of hate and flack because the Cooler Master kind of fanboys came out of the closets and started ranting and telling me that other YouTubers said the case was great. Yes, that basically rests my point. Other YouTubers said the case was great. Are they the ones putting up with people after, going back to their channel saying, I thought this was a cool case, my PC is on fire, what is going on? I didn't get any of those comments. All I got is people agreeing with me saying, I wish I'd have watched this video before I bought this case, so I knew it was a fireball. So yeah, try and be as honest as you can and open as you can, and hopefully it works out. We do seem to be getting some pretty decent channel growth, so possibly doing something right, or maybe we're just reviewing the right products, who knows. James Brock says, other YouTubers like who? Tech Deals, question mark? Not that I'm aware of. I've got to be honest with you, I don't watch much of tech deals. I used to many years ago, but Kath's doing the teeth. Don't do the teeth. I can't concentrate when you're doing the teeth. I used to like his old stuff where it was all about deals, but now it just seems to be a bit more fragmented, and you've got other presenters doing stuff on there, and it's just, I guess it's because there's no real components anymore, so there's no real deals to be had, so you can't really have a deals channel when there's no deals, which is awkward. James Brock says he sold out, no loss, Mike. Oh, I wasn't aware that he'd sold out, so I'll be interested. I might have to watch some of his stuff and see where he's at. And someone's just pinged me. I do apologise. I will turn off that. Oh, it's Ugly Bob. Ugly Bob is he's ordered a snowman. It's summer, Bob. You don't need a snowman. It'll melt. Atypical Mel says we won't use the P400 again. The H510 is $20 cheaper and really easy to build. Never tried one. And don't think I've ever had an NZXT case actually.
JDEF? I bet.
JDEF.
Are you able to test?
Oh yeah, are you able to test the new Uphere ARGB CPU cooler 6 heat pipes compared with Vitro V6 sometime in the future? Thanks a lot for your awesome videos. Thank you. Sorry, V5. Yeah, I don't see why not. It's got to the point now where we haven't really got a great deal that we can review or do anything with. We've got no new stuff. It's basically coolers and RGB is about all I can technically afford and really get hold of at the moment. Luckily, we have a fantastic benefactor in the one and only Ugly Bob, and he keeps on sending us coolers to review, so what can you do? I have got the dark hair, which I'll quickly grab a second.
Dark hair?
I used to have dark hair. Those days are long gone.
And the vacuum you could have grabbed for you there.
Oh, yeah. So Bob sent us the Dark Flash Dark Air, which actually does look like an amazing cooler. And at a particularly good price, it seems. I've never heard of them before. But it does look the actual dog's pajamas. It really does. So I think you've got an RGB top plate there. Got an addressable RGB fan. And thankfully, actually a very, very nice smooth cold plate on the bottom, which is always very welcome to see. Just, yeah, looks great. Really does look great. Nice spring clips on the side, although God, they are a bit on the tight side, so yeah, at least there won't be any rattles, but yeah, looking forward to testing that one. It's only got 4 heat pipes, but that never stopped the Cooler Master 212 Evo, did it? Or the Freezer 34, etc, etc. So yeah, thanks Bob. We'll be putting this through its paces against the 3900X. Yeah, 3900X. Yes, Kath?
Vika said they tried your MSI B550 vid and can't get it to flash. Any advice?
Yeah, if you can't get a motherboard BIOS to flash, there's a few things you can do. First of all is to format the USB stick FAT32.
I think it's pinned in the comments.
But make sure you remove the file label from the drive. So if it says like SanDisk Cruiser or My Drive or USB stick or whatever, delete that when you're formatting it. Make sure it's set to the drive defaults, so file allocation size, etc. Try and keep it below 64 gigs if at all possible. Otherwise you might run into issues there. And try and get just the BIOS file on its own on the drive. No other stuff on there whatsoever. And in theory, that should do it. Alternatively, if you can't, head over to the Discord and we can either try and guide you through it. If you've got a webcam or video camera, we can try and guide you through the steps or do it via text, etc. All those kinds of things. Aletta's in the house, says hello people.
And there is a video about that.
There are videos on that flash-in BIOS.
I think it's pinned in the videos themselves.
Yeah, it's pinned in the video section.
I think in the comments.
Oh yeah, pinned in the comment section in the tech channel.
No.
On Discord or in the videos video.
In the video.
Right,
it's pinned
yeah.
in the comments.
Got you. Yeah, it'll be in there somewhere. Darren C, quick question, Mike, before you go. Will a 240 mil AIO fit in the roof? Oh, in that roof? I mean, is there enough clearance over the RAM, etc.? What, on this one? Yeah, easy. Yeah, you could get a fat boy in there quite easily. You might even get a 280 in there. I've not tried it because I haven't got one, but 240 will go in there absolutely easy. Alexa says, I'm not a fan of Uphere. I had a set of their fans and the ears broke off. Yeah, they've actually redesigned these ones now, so they don't have those ears anymore. They're more of the traditional kind of square frame, which, yeah, I appreciate that as well, because in the other case there, that one of them, the ears is kind of starting to go.
Trojan's off.
Thanks for stopping by, Trojan. Off to work now. Wow. Atypical Mel says, I miss X99 where you can update BIOS with no CPU, RAM or anything. You can now still with some boards. Quite a lot of the new B550s and stuff will do that. I don't know how to pronounce this name, but I'm going to go for it. Senna Keller. Could be completely wrong.
Sure, yeah.
Hey Mike, what do you think of pairing a Ryzen 5900X with an MSI B550 Gaming Plus motherboard? Oof, it's fine. It'll work. If you're planning on doing some overclocking, then you might struggle a little, unless you've got some really good cooling around the VRMs. It's technically fine with that. It's designed for up to 5950, which is a big step up again. So it won't be a problem as such, but you may experience, well, you may want more VRM capacity if you're thinking of doing some serious overclocking, but otherwise it'd be absolutely fine. ATQL says, if they have the Arctic 280 in the UK, it's great performance per dollar. The 280 is a really good performer in all of the AIOs. They do, the 280 is a big step up from the 240 in terms of what it actually gives you, but there's so few cases where it will actually fit. I think that is why they don't sell many of them, literally, because it's really difficult to find a case they'll take two 140mm fans and have the depth for the radiator as well. And also as well with the freezer, because it's got that slightly thicker rad, it's just adding more problems, especially at that width. Yeah, atypical. Some MSI boards VRM do overheat, especially some of the X570 boards. Bizarrely, the B550s are actually generally better than the X570, which is why some manufacturers will be releasing soon the X570S chipsets. Yeah, there we go. Matthew Day forgot his coffee, you have to zap it. Yeah, Darren C is, yeah, it is the problem with case width is the issue there. Lately in the US, I have found many 280mm for under $100. That might be why. Yeah, it is difficult. 360s and 280s are always a problem one. 240 are fit in pretty much everything. 280s and 360s are a real struggle. Even with my TechWare VXR, the 360 would only fit in the side, it wouldn't fit in the top. It was about 3 or 4mm out. Even though it'll take three 120mm fans along the top and bottom, radiator wise it just couldn't fit it. So yeah, you do have to be careful with that. So yeah, I think that's going to be pretty much it for this one. Thank you all for stopping by. Don't forget, if you want to join in the chat or carry on chatting after the stream with other like-minded individuals and some lunatics, feel free to join our Discord. The links are in the video description, and also Kath will pop it in the chat for you now. We'd be really happy to see you in there. It is a friendly and pleasant environment, which luckily at the moment hasn't been plagued with nutcases and
Or not too many.
bad people, let's say. So yeah, it's pretty decent. So feel free to join along there. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have, don't forget to leave a like and all that kind of stuff. And if you want to help the channel, comment. Go to any of our previous videos, watch them, leave them in a tab in the background, just let them play through. Even some of our old live streams, just to get the hit rates up and the view time up. You never know, you might even enjoy some of it. I doubt it, but you never know, you might enjoy some of it.
Or if you get insomnia.
Yeah, if you can't sleep or you've got naughty kids, put them in front of the video and say, if you do that again, you'll get a live stream. That'll put them off. Anyway, serious note, thank you all very much for joining in. Thank you all so much for the super chats and your continued support of the channel. We really, really do appreciate it. And it encourages us to keep doing it. So thank you all so much. But I think that is going to be, yes, that's definitely going to be it. Typically the viewers are stacking out now, so I should keep this going all night, but I can't. I do need some sleep. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. I've been Mike, this is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and hopefully we'll catch you in the very next live stream. Thanks for watching. I'll never get the hang of this double tap thing.